everyone can grab their seats. Are we ready? Yes, sir. Good afternoon, and welcome to the meeting of the Mayor and City Council for October the 17th, 2023. Welcome, everyone, and if you would bow with me for a moment of prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us to come out and do the business of the city. We thank you for each council member and what they bring to their positions, and we thank you for each citizen who is here tonight to help us make the best decisions that we possibly can as we move our city forward. We especially say a prayer for those during Breast Cancer Month that have suffered from this dreaded disease. We thank you for those who have won the battle, and we pray for those family members who have lost loved ones. We pray that you give our doctors and our scientists the wisdom to continue to find a cure for this cancer who affects men and women across this nation. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, good evening. Is everybody waiting on one? Let's see. All right, do we have any changes to the agenda, council? If not, do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Council, you also have before you the minutes of the October the 3rd, 2023 meeting and the minutes from the special meetings of October 6th and October 12th. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Before you, you have our consent agenda, items A through K. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Jim, do we have the finances to cover our docket?
Yes, the docket is covered by the budget.
Thank you. Council, the docket of claims is in the amount of $720,598.48. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-1. 4-1, sorry. Thank you. Reports, proclamations, and recognitions, part of the agenda. At this time, do we have any comments from the council?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to give special recognition to Buns Soul Food. She volunteers and served at Loaves and Fishes, and she invited me out to volunteer today, and I had a wonderful time. I think they fed 465, or they served 465 plates. But thank you to all of her volunteers that came out. Job well done. I see she's back there. Why don't you stand up, Miss Vaughn?
Hey, Ms. Vaughn.
Thank you. And also, I'd like to recognize my wife, Zumba in Pink event, which was a great turnout. She even had Miss Amanda Burrell showed up and spoke. And they raised over $3,000, and it'll be donated to the Imaging Center for people that doesn't have insurance to be able to get mammograms. So I'd like to say good job to her also.
Absolutely. Wendy, I was going to get you to come up now, but I see we don't have a microphone. Wendy has been, oh, okay.
You got to worry, I'm not gonna sing. I just wanted to tell everybody, thank you from me and my family for what we went through with my dad on this transition. And you all were a big help. We just ask that you continue to keep us in your prayers, and that's all.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Wendy was prepared to do that last week, and I zipped right past her. So I wanted to make sure to give her time tonight because I know her father was very special to her, and we have had the family in our thoughts and prayers. Before we get into business, we have a couple of special recognitions. First, I would like to invite Miss Nancy Vaughn and her family to come forward, please. Ms. Vaughn, do you remember you taught Wendy in the 4th grade? Yes, I do. You do remember? Yeah. And her little brothers and sisters too. Well, my executive assistant, Angela Richardson, she's Angela Jones now, was proofing this, and she screamed when she saw your name. She said she.
Taught a lot of children.
You did. She said you were her favorite teacher, and you taught her 4th grade, and you made math fun. I have never heard anybody say that. I wish I had had you in math because I didn't find it fun. Well, today we have a special proclamation for Miss Vaughn that I'd like to read and present to her. Whereas Nancy Jo Hamilton Vaughn was born on February the 13th of October 1933, the only daughter of Vilas and Josie Hamilton of Vardaman, Mississippi, and has always been a hard worker and grew up picking cotton, working in the garden, and handling numerous other chores with her 5 brothers. And whereas Nancy graduated from Vardaman High School as salutatorian and has degrees from East Mississippi Community College, Mississippi State University, where she earned a master's degree and went on to mentor students, teachers at MSU for many years. Her degrees are in business education and elementary education. And whereas while teaching at Hatley School, her future mother-in-law, Ella Vaughn, suggested her son Cecil that he go out with that Hamilton girl. And less than a year later, Nancy married the late Cecil Ray Vaughn Sr., and the two had 3 sons, Cecil Jr., David, and Tim. Nancy has always been an avid supporter of her sons in all their endeavors, especially the various sports they played. She's been known to be a tough critic of the referees from the stands and has been guilty of providing desserts as peace offerings after some of her browbeatings. And whereas Miss Vaughn has 6 grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren, and 1 more on the way, all her family members see her as a godly hotline to go for prayer and counsel. She has spent countless days and nights praying for her family. She has led numerous family members and friends to accept Christ as their personal Lord and Savior, and has been a faithful member of Mount Zion Baptist Church for over 50 years, where she taught Sunday school classes at her church and the Windsor Place Nursing Home. And whereas Nancy has taught in various public school systems for 36 years, she also taught adult education night school, helping many students earn their GED to pursue a brighter future. And whereas Nancy always roots for the underdog, hence her love for Mississippi State Bulldogs, and the ultimate model of humility and servanthood. She has faithfully cooked and provided meals for so many over the years, including extended family, every Sunday for lunch, and every Christmas morning and night. She can be depended on to pray for others and come to their aid in times of need. And now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that Nancy Vaughn is a true pillar of the community and has left an indelible mark in every community she has been a part of, and who turned 90 years old on Friday, October the 13th, 2023, meaning that every Friday the 13th are special days. And by the power vested in me as mayor of the city of Columbus, I retroactively proclaim Friday the 13th, 2023, Nancy Jo Hamilton Vaughn Day, in order that all who encounter her to recognize her many contributions to the Findlay City. You are very welcome. Thank you for being such a wonderful teacher. Oh, is that yours? And now I would like to turn to Police Chief Daughtry for another special recognition. How you doing?
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity, Mr. Mayor, to address. As we all know, this month is the month for breast cancer awareness. We have so many people that have fought the fight and beat breast cancer, and we have some that tragically fought the fight and transitioned to be with the Lord. Right now, we have one of our own, Lieutenant Amanda Burrell, who's currently dealing with the fight. And me and the men and women of the Columbus Police Department are standing behind her. As you see, we have the pink ribbon covering our badges. Every officer in this department for the whole month will be wearing these pink ribbons on their badges and show support for Lieutenant Burrell. But I wanted to present her today in front of the board with her own ribbon to wear on her uniform. We had this made for her. As you can see, it's a service bar. Pink.
That is very nice. Well done. Don't cry.
And as you can see, the troops have came in. Her shift is here. Members of the department is here. Lieutenant Burrell, you have a fight, but you're not fighting by yourself. Her and I had a very long conversation because I told her, you know, I am a cancer survivor. I know some of the things that you are thinking in your head. I can't tell you what she's thinking or what she's really going through, but I know what I went through. And being able to be there for one another. We just want to make sure that she's mentally ready for work and also physically. But we wanted her to know that we at the Columbus Police Department, we stand behind her and her family to let her know that we have her back. We have Ms. Blunt, Wendy Blunt has a gift from her as well. And that's all we got to say. Okay, everybody come up front. Absolutely, her family. Yep. Come on, y'all. They get up front, we get behind the family.
Mayor, could we get the council to stand up to where y'all are? Y'all make sure.
Sure. Council, will you please rise? That sounded very official.
All right.
All right.
Columbus on three. 1, 2, 3. Columbus. Oh, that's out. Yes.
One more time, Chief. 1, 2, 3. Columbus. 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 1
Thank you.
Lieutenant?
So how this thing started was part of our benefits package with the city. It's a routine mammogram. 2 weeks to the day after the first one, I was repeating it with a second one. And on August the 22nd, which is the day before my husband's birthday, I found out I had invasive lobular carcinoma, which is breast cancer. I had surgery about 4 weeks later, and I found out that I have a mass on the left side as well. So I'm praying that it's benign and I can start radiation in a couple of weeks. But if it is cancer, I have to go back through this whole surgery process again. But I have, over the course of a 10-year period, I have a less than 3% chance of it reoccurring because it was caught so early. And this is something I didn't feel a lump. I didn't feel any signs. This was something that was caught by routine mammogram. And I encourage all the ladies to get theirs because had I not, there's no telling where I would be this time a year from now because it just developed over the course of a year. But I want to thank y'all for your support. And between your support and the support of my family and the department, I don't know if I could have made it through this because for a while I was a bit of a basket case. But thank y'all. I appreciate you. That's it, Chief.
Thank you, Lieutenant Burrell. Thank you so much. Council, do you have any questions for the department heads?
Mr. Bush. Can you give us a little short update on the boom trucks? How many up, how many down, when they coming?
I understand. And that's what we've been doing all week in the past couple of weeks, well, past month, letting them know we're still down with, we have 2 boom trucks and they're both up in the shop. But the good news behind that, we do, one of the ones that we purchased, hopefully be here next, well, hopefully be shipped next week. And we can probably get it around end of this month.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's sooner than
It
we
is.
thought, isn't it?
It is.
That's very good news. Yeah, add that to your prayer list too, people. Our boom trucks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for our department heads? All right, Ms. Garrett, do we have any items for citizen input?
Yes, sir. We have Sasha James with Keep Columbus Beautiful.
Ms. James? Good evening.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor, Council. I come to you today to announce an upcoming event Keep Columbus Beautiful is having at the end of this month. It will be October the 28th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and it's our first Tired of Tires event. And what the event calls for, we will be going around and pretty much picking up tires throughout the city of Columbus. Often I see a lot of tires all over the place, people dumping them everywhere, and so we want to encourage our citizens to utilize the resources that we have right here in the city of Columbus. So we will be working hand in hand with Waste Pro as well. And what a lot of citizens don't know is that they can take their tires to Waste Pro, and they will take up a maximum of 30 tires per month from each household. Like I said, we're just pretty much doing a cleanup, but this time we're only focusing on tires, so we need citizens with pickup trucks and trailers that are willing to come in and help us out. We're gonna meet at the fire and training building on that morning, and we're just gonna spread out throughout the city and pick up tires pretty much. And if you have any questions, you can get in contact with me in the inspection department. If you see tires around the city, just pretty much send me an email or tell me where they are, and we'll make sure we get them up that day. So,
Sounds great.
all right.
We just got distracted by the lieutenant's balloons.
Okay.
You said they could take them to Waste Pro. Where would they take them if, besides this day, to that particular day, they just put them out on the road?
Yeah,
But other times, where would they take them?
to Waste Pro Management, and I believe the address. Anybody got the address? On South Side.
It's behind the W,
Yeah, it's behind the W. I don't have the address right.
I think so.
15th Street, yes. Waste Pro off of 15th Street. They also take household furniture as well. So, but the tires, like I said, that's been a big problem throughout the city, and I just want to focus on picking up as many as we possibly can for today. Also, Lowndes County can also participate in this event, but after the event, it's just Columbus citizens with a showing proof of ID, and you can turn in the tires over to Waste Pro.
Ms. James,
October the 28th.
for those constituents that do not watch the council meeting and don't get on Facebook, how can we relay this information to them, to some of my customers, our constituents?
Well, I have flyers. I sent flyers out to other councilmen and councilwomen emails, and also, like I said, social media, news. It will be on the news running before the actual date, and just word of mouth. Like I said, they can contact me with any information they need, and like I said, we will make sure that we come by and pick up those tires. If they can't get to Waste Pro, we'll come by their homes and we'll pick them up.
Okay, do they have to call in, or you just going through the area neighborhood?
We're going to be driving through the areas, but they also can call in and let us know.
Vice Mayor Mickens, we'll also try to get those flyers out to the churches and things in the community.
Right.
I think that'll help. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, any way you can get the flyers out or word of mouth, please do so. We want to, make this event pretty big, and want to continue to let them know they have a place to, take their tires and furniture.
Will you go on midday?
I will.
You will? Okay.
All right. Y'all have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Would you like to go on with her? That would be good if somebody wants to go on with her. Jamie would be good for that. All right. Is that all we have?
No, sir, we have Mr. Jack Speed to discuss a bench on Fifth Street North.
A bench on Fifth Street North.
Hello, Mayor, Council. I'm just here to, I would like to see a bench placed at the south end of Main Street. There's not one there now. My niece owns Blades Beauty Salon, and she has customers that sometimes come in and they need a place to seat as she's pretty busy. Have found the bench, and I'd be even willing to buy the bench.
You let him know you're across from the Trotter.
Pardon?
He's across from the Trotter upstairs. So.
Yeah, it's right across from Mayor Trotter's building.
So you're looking for a bench kind of like the others that are around the city to go there?
Right. Yeah. One preferably a little more comfortable. But yeah, a bench. A bench would be what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So you saying you will pay for it?
If I can get the one I want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is the one I want.
The mayor will take care of it for you.
What did he say? No, it's Ward, it's in Councilman Jones' ward.
See a problem with you buying a bench and putting it out there?
He's asking because it's in the right of way.
It's in the historic district and stuff too.
Mr. Kenny said.
I guess we have to get with Mr. Kenny and see if that, Mr. Kenny, what's your thoughts?
Will it fit in, would it meet code in the historic district and all that?
I mean, because we have other ones out there.
It's in the city right away, and I believe that's why Mr. Speed is asking the council permission.
But we have other ones in other places, all right? Okay, yeah, I don't see a problem.
While I'm here, father built birdhouses. There's a tree directly in front of her. The birdhouse is built like a church. It's incredible craftsmanship. It was a carpenter all his life. I would like to hang that.
Well, let's start with the bench first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Do we need that in a motion?
Should we do that in a motion? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just so
All
we
right,
can
I'll
put it
make a
on the
motion that we allow him to buy a bench and put it in front of Blades.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And if you want to email us a copy of the birdhouse or something, we'll take a look at that too.
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Maybe if we had that birdhouse, we could have saved it.
Thank you guys very much.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I forgot about it when you asked, do we have any,
Comments?
yes, from the department. I
Yeah.
got some calls over the weekend about 18-wheelers coming through Winehurst and South Court. So I don't know who the director is at, Mr. Weaver, Mr. Bush, or Mr. Kevin back there. I noticed we have signs on College Street that say no through traffic, right, for 18-wheelers. And I know throughout the city, we don't have to put the sign up, but they're not supposed to be on these streets, right? So can we put a sign out on our line that say no through traffic for 18-wheelers? Who would I direct that question to? Because I'm seeing these 18-wheelers out there parking on the street, and I'm tired of getting phone calls.
Yeah, we're having that problem in a lot of places that we've had to try to crack down on.
And if the chief is in here, if his guys see him, I want to start them putting citation on these trucks. If they're not supposed to be parked on these streets. Could you go over the procedure? I mean, what can they park in the street? If I'm understanding right, they can put the trailer there, the truck there, but they can't park with the truck and the trailer combined together.
Right, and it's a city ordinance, Council, but if you want to reinforce that with signs, we can.
I think the citizen over there will feel better if they see a sign up. Say
Okay.
no through truck, and then when them guys come down through there, they ought to know better than to park them on those streets.
We get them price.
We can do that.
We can do that.
On our line, every entry that's going into Winehurst, Summer Haven, North Meadows, whatever you can come off of our line on, I'd like to
Okay.
see a sign coming in there.
We can get it going.
Any other questions for Mr. Bush while he's here? Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Bush. All right, I think we can now move into the policy agenda. First up, discuss and approve derelict property docket. Ms. James?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. We have a number of cases tonight. I'll start with the immediate abatement ones. I'm first looking at my computer for the docket. Goodness. Well, I'm going to take it in the order of the printed copy I have. They're in a whole different order on the computer. First is case number 23-0539, estate of Walter W. Williams and Lucy P. Williams and/or any of their heirs and assigns. Violation address 1106 18th Street North. Estate of Walter W. Williams and Lucy P. Williams. Estate of Walter W. Williams and Lucy P. Williams. If any of you here, please come forward. All right, the next immediate abatement is case number 23-0540, Maxine L. Dunbar. Violation address 1108 18th Street North, Maxine L. Dunbar. Maxine L. Dunbar. Next immediate abatement case is case number 23-0548, Janet Lee Morris. Violation address 920 Waterworks Road, Janet Lee Morris. Janet Lee Morris. If you're here, come forward. Next immediate abatement case is 23-0550, Jeffrey R. Carter. Violation address 2510 Fifth Avenue North, Jeffrey R. Carter. Jeffrey R. Carter. And the last immediate abatement case is 23-0551, Thomas L. Alexander et al. Violation address 1616 22nd Street North, Thomas L. Alexander et al. Thomas L. Alexander et al. Ms. James, I understand you're asking the mayor and council to find that these properties constitute a menace to the health, safety, and welfare of the community, and are asking for an order for Public Works to immediately abate the conditions on those properties and
Yep.
tax the cost to the properties, and then for an order of reentry.
That is correct.
So move.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
One question, Ms. James. We discussed last week about the dilapidated property, the blight. Do any of these fit into that particular scenario?
That's a good question. In other words, George has his hand up. Mr. Irby.
Yeah, I was thinking they didn't since we brought them forward.
No, these don't. No. None of these do.
In fact, there's only one that's a property maintenance code. That's Jeffrey Carter. The rest are overgrowth of vegetation.
Right, they're overgrowth of vegetation on these.
Is Mr. Carter's property, what's the issue with it?
Just need boarding up. Pretty much, property code maintenance violation. We got some busted out windows.
So the immediate abatement will be to board it
Yeah,
and secure
just
it,
to board
not
it.
demolish.
No, not demolish.
I think that solves the issue.
Any other questions? Did we vote?
Yes.
Yes.
After we vote. All right, next.
The next is one that's been remediated by the owner, 23-0541, Kevin Lee Jones. Violation address 301 South Pickinsville Road. Kevin Lee Jones, Kevin Lee Jones. I assume he's not here, but since I believe he's remediated to your satisfaction and you're just asking for an order of reentry.
That's correct.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Discussion now, not after the vote, please. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council.
Now we have two that are, I believe there may be somebody here to discuss at least one of these, and both will be for an enlargement of time. First is case number 23-0542, Nace Austin Jr. and Addie B. Austin. Violation address 722 10th Avenue South. Are you Mr. Austin?
I'm his son. My father, he can't make it,
What's your name,
Old
sir?
age. Tony Austin.
Tony.
Tony,
Thank you for coming.
thank you for coming.
Do you agree that the accessory structure is in need of repair at this
No,
property?
I'm tearing it down.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah, because
You agree that it needs to be,
when I was in
something
this,
needs to happen?
it was there when I went to the service, and that's been over 20-some years, so I'm tearing it down as we speak.
Okay, and how much time do you need to tear it down, sir?
It's a good month, I'll be through with it.
A month?
But on a bad thing, like, I only have my truck that's sitting there. That's what I wanted, with the boom truck coming, and they can pick it up like they used to. They won't do it? All right, that's all I need to know.
30 days, will that be satisfactory for you, sir?
I'm cool. I'm good with that. I got nephews. I put them to work.
All right, do we have a motion? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
for your
thanks.
service. Next is case number 23-0559, Fresh Properties LLC. Violation address 501 Brooks Road. Fresh Properties LLC, Fresh Properties LLC. Ms. James, I understand that these owners are, it's a burn structure case and that they have asked for more time, or their insurance company, is that right?
Yes, the insurance contacted me, myself and Kenny, and they have approved the claim, so we're just gonna request more time, for them to get started, and, I think the starting time, they said, would be maybe in the next couple of weeks. So, just wanna request an extension so they can get in, get the permit, and get started on it.
How much time are you asking?
45 days.
4 to 5?
45.
Oh, 45.
45.
Do I have a motion? Yep. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Now's the time to discuss. All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Excuse me, next I believe we have 4 less than $250 remediation cases you're asking to include into the minutes of the docket that you have. Is that right?
That's correct.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Pat, did you catch those?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. James. Next, discuss and approve recommendations from the Planning Commission meeting on October the 9th, 2023. Mr. Weigel?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I have 2
Good evening.
cases for your consideration this evening. First, we have rezoning docket number 23-01 on behalf of Smith Property Group LLC, 614 Oak Street. The zoning district is R1 Single Family Residential. The request to rezone the parcel from R1 to R3 Multifamily Residential for affordable housing. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the request.
Mr. Weigel, is there a basis for it, either a change in the character of the neighborhood or a
Excuse me,
mistake
yes,
in the?
I'm sorry, yes, it was based on a change in the character of the neighborhood and a public need.
Council? I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any questions by the council? All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council.
Next, we have permitted use request 23-08 on behalf of Milestone Investments Incorporated. Property is located at 1123 College Street. The property is zoned R3 multifamily residential. The request is to establish the establishment, of a professional financial office in the R3 multifamily residential district. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the request and recommended to modify the chart of uses to allow professional offices in the R3 district after Planning Commission review and recommendation and subsequent approval by the City Council.
Mr. Weigel, were there any objectors, and are there any objectors here tonight?
I believe I've seen Commission member Melissa Smith in the audience. She was the one member of the commission that voted against the request. I believe Ms. Smith lives in the area.
Ms. Smith, would you come up, please?
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Smith.
Did you have a question for me, or you just want me to?
No, just explain the reason why, or
Okay, well, I live a block away from the house that they're planning to put this business in. And I have nothing against it, I know nothing about these people, but it just seems like it's very out of character for the neighborhood to me, because it would be straight across from the entrance to the W. And there are no other businesses on College Street, I don't think, unless you go all the way down to the railroad track where you have the restaurant. Otherwise, you go downtown, toward downtown, and it's a while before you get to any businesses. It's practically downtown. So I just feel like it doesn't really fit with the neighborhood.
were there any other people that were against?
No. Not at the meeting, no.
Are there any others here in the meeting tonight that would like to speak? Well, first, we're asking, that was for protest. I don't think y'all are protesting, correct? Okay. No others protesting? Any questions, council? Thank you. We appreciate you. The only other business that I would think that you could describe as that is there is a bed and breakfast there on the corner by the W. Is that correct?
Yes, it's right across the street from me.
Okay. Oh, I know where you live then, yes. Yeah.
It's right, I think that's in character with the historic nature of the neighborhood.
Mr. Weagle,
Yes, sir.
you said that after it goes through the process, it was voted on by the commission, but you said it got to go through something, come for the council approval. Could you explain that again, please?
Yes, sir. A professional office would not be allowed, if the council sees fit to approve this, a professional office would not be allowed automatically in the R3 district. They'd have to seek planning commission review and recommendation and approval from the mayor and city council. I will say at one time, professional offices with planning approval were allowed in the R3 district. When we developed the chart of uses permitted, we tried to pattern it according to the existing zoning ordinance. Along the way, we discovered a couple mistakes in the chart, and this is one of them. The commission is recommending this one be corrected.
If the council votes on this tonight in an approval, could this go back to a dwelling at some time as well?
Absolutely. The zoning remains R3 multifamily residential. And the permitted use, if granted, is not transferable. It would be solely for this particular business and this particular owner only. I believe Don West is in attendance and who represents the property owner and the potential buyer.
Council, would you like to hear from Mr. West? Yes, Mr. West, could you come and speak, please? Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you all for your time. I do represent the buyer and the seller in this transaction, and the situation he has is that he is financial planner, advisor. He basically had the normal operation hours of 9 to 5, never working on the weekend, would only basically have one client at a time there at his business, meeting with him. He has no intentions of doing any modification to the exterior other than painting it, cleaning it up, and making it appearance-wise, and may do some updates inside on that behalf. He does understand that it being a permitted use is just strictly why he operates his business there. If he ever decides to sell his business and that person wants to utilize it, they would have to go back to another permitted use. Also, this is a property that's owned by Christ Covenant Church, and it was a parsonage they had for many, many years. They no longer need it, but they do need to sell the property. This thing is contingent upon the city council approving this, so we have not sold the property and closed it yet, but they do need to have the additional funds to continue their service with their church. So that's the situation, and if the city council does approve it, then we move forward and he'll go ahead and relocate his business into that location.
I did have someone ask about signage. Is there going to be a big sign in the front yard?
His conversation was not planning to do that. Again, as a financial advisor, you're more of a low-profile type scenario where you have individual clients coming in. It definitely would not be something big. And he said that he would definitely explore it with the Historic Society to make sure it's something that's very compatible that they would accept on that behalf.
Is it fair to say that if the council did not approve it, then the sale would not go through?
That's exactly right. I'd have to put it back on the market, and if it sells to a family, the biggest concern I have now is that there's really not a lot of space with this property, and it is R3 multifamily. I don't know what the current situation is, but the church does need to sell it to get the funds to continue the operation of their church.
And at any given moment, the maximum amount of people in that building would be what, maybe 2 or 3?
At the most.
Any other questions for Mr. West? Or anyone else?
Does a sign have to go up?
I would think he'd want some type of small signage up against the front of the house or something.
Okay.
Of course, that's
also, there'll be parking in the back.
That's in the historic district, so any signage would have to be approved by the Historic
Exactly.
Preservation Commission.
Yes.
And I think there is a sign on that street in front of, is it a,
Well, the bed and breakfast has one.
is there a student union of some sort, a
Yes, there is a Baptist.
Baptist, yeah, they have a
Baptist Street,
sign.
yeah, correct. Yeah, they're there on the street.
Well,
His
if I-
intention is to keep it a professional office, and that's what it will be.
So if I may ask, I don't know if Ms. Smith has gotten with you guys, but Ms. Smith, you being a resident of that neighborhood, is there any questions that you would like to, that's not answered, that you still feel that we shouldn't put this in your neighborhood?
Any other questions or comments?
Well, I like to see families in neighborhood, but it's not my ward, so whichever way Councilman Beard goes is the way that I would follow, but
I'm just going to say there are a number of offices sprinkled all throughout downtown Columbus. I know on my street there's lawyers' offices up and down and doctors' offices on 2nd North.
How long has that home been on the market? Yeah.
Well, we've had to wait this time period to be able to come. By the time we put it on the market, he made a contingency offer to purchase it. We had, of course, go through the Planning and Zoning Commission, and, we had already missed the first deadline, so we're now 60 days waiting.
And from my understanding, there was no taxes being collected on this property, correct?
You are not receiving any taxes on this property right now, and starting January 1st, 2024, you will be able to assess property taxes on it without homestead.
I make a motion that we request from the Planning Commission.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate hearing from both sides. I know sometimes these are difficult decisions, and we respect everybody's opinion on that, and thank you for coming forward tonight. Congratulations on your new building. Discuss and approve request to fill garage clerk position pending successful completion of all preliminary testing. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Discuss and approve request to fill Associate Convention Center Director pending all preliminary testing. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discuss and approve speed hump installation on 4th Street South. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I got in a hurry. Sorry, guys. Discuss and approve request to fill part-time maintenance technician for the Trotter Convention Center pending successful completion of all preliminary testing.
so move.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Did you get that? You did? Okay, great. Discuss and approve speed hump installation on 4th Street South.
So move.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilman Beard has a question. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Discuss and approve speed hump installation on 12th Avenue North.
So move.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, council. Discuss and approve the promotion of one laborer to truck driver effective October the 17th, 2023. So moved. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discuss and approve the expenditure of a reimbursement 22-foot Christmas tree in the amount of $21,948.59 to advertise and being favorable notice of responsibilities and resources of the city of Columbus. That tree, council, is before you on the slide. as I mentioned to y'all, I was going to bring this before y'all at the work session and forgot. The reason that we are asking this is that we had a discussion recently about the concerns of being able to light up the magnolia tree this year, which is at the entrance of the Riverwalk. And because of the work going on down at with the bridge, and when the folks from Main Street were looking at having, lighting the tree and having the event, a lot of the lights are out on the bridge, which illuminates that area. And so they came to us and asked our thoughts on it. And I said, well, what about if we cut a tree and put it at near the Tennessee Williams? And their comment was that they had done that before, and it was very difficult to secure the tree and all the things that go around with an a live tree. So I asked Jim to research the possibility of an artificial tree that could go up year after year in the city. And this is one that actually can grow over time if you want to add to it. You can make it shorter if you want to. They have other things that you can order to go around the tree to make it more festive each year. So when Jim was able to find the amount, I knew that we had not discussed this or put it in the budget. So I have reached out to businesses to see if they would like to sponsor the tree by purchasing the tree, and then we could have a festive sign in front saying this holiday tree or this Christmas tree sponsored by, and would have their names on it. We have a commitment in writing for half of the cost, and I feel like we'll have the rest of it by the end of the week.
Is that a private donor, or can you share?
I can tell you afterwards. I don't think they want to announce it just yet, and then we'll answer them all three at the same time. But I can tell you it's a local business that has recently come into the area.
This is pre-lit?
Yes, it'd be pre-lit.
Mayor, I have a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, can we get donors to complete that process since it's not in budget before we vote yes on it? And the second thing, where would we store this tree after Christmas?
Well, the first question is we could, but because of the time that we're looking at now, Jim has checked, and if we're going to get it here in time to use it this year, we would need to order by tomorrow. We would store this where we store our other Christmas decoration, which right now is in the Maxim Medical Building, the side that they are not using, and the city rents for $1. The city and county rents for $1 a year for storage. And then if that looks like that's going to go away sometime in the future, we would just find another location to store it.
Where is it coming from? What city, what state?
Well, let me give you an update, since I spend city money like it's my own money. So I was wheeling and dealing this afternoon, and the price on this tree has come down to $14,800.
Oh, wow.
And plus shipping, and I have still negotiating on the shipping. But that this particular tree would come out of Lenexa, Kansas. But I have checked, I have gotten quotes from everywhere from North Carolina to the West Coast. And this $15,000 quote from Creative Displays in Lenexa, Kansas seems to be the best. They're all very similar. They don't stock these trees. They build these trees specific for orders. And as you can see, the way they put them up, the panels, it's all pre-lit. You can get them with or without music if you want it. And you can see how it kind of comes together. I just think that, and we had talked about positioning that tree by the Tennessee Williams, in the field by the Tennessee Williams house, so that it can be seen from Main Street.
Yeah, for this year, we could consider going back down to at the Riverwalk. If you've got it down to 14, then
Don't we have half the money now?
that's all but 3,000 of it. And
Quick question.
I'll ask them, and they might go ahead and do the rest.
Who gonna put it up?
That would have to be Public Works.
And, well, and-
Mr. Case.
no. Hello, wait a minute. Columbus Light and Water would probably have to help them with that too, because because Columbus Light and Water puts up our current Christmas decoration, which goes on the poles.
Casey.
I make a motion that we go with the purchase of the tree
All right, we have a motion and do we have a second?
upon reimbursement.
Yeah.
And Vice Mayor Mick is going to pick it
Y'all make me
up.
pay for it if it doesn't come through. Yeah, I promise, I know.
We didn't say that, but we were thinking.
I know it. Yeah, and the First Lady won't be very happy with me if I do that. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hands. All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Under that tree there, would this be on the natural grass or would they be putting turf?
No, it'll be on natural.
We need turf, brother.
Well, you know, we might could put it at Probst Park on some turf down there. But sometimes, I want to thank this. I want to thank the 6 Grinches on the stage that helped vote for this tree tonight. It would be, yeah. Well, see, that's the case. It could be moved around. It could go any place in the city. So we could. We could get donors to keep adding to it.
Oh, I forgot the fire department shaking their head. They can put it up.
You could do it? Okay, good. Yeah. They got the ladder.
And we're gonna let Kevin be the project manager.
Thank you very much, council. I know that the citizens, especially the children, will thank you very much in the city. All right, with that, I call for a motion to adjourn.